Hey, what's going on, family? It's time for No Picks Podcast. I was struggle streaming a little bit. Wanted to restart, see if hopefully the Wi-Fi is acting a little better. Anyway, the purpose of this live stream is basically to address the Minnesota shooting incident, right? So I wanted to play a couple videos, play a couple different perspectives, and react to it, right? And then hopefully get you guys' perspective on it. So I'm going to start the first video now, and hopefully this works for me this time. All right, here we go.
Now to the chaos unfolding tonight in Minnesota. An ICE agent shooting and killing a woman in her car. The violent incident playing out
is not working.
As cameras roll. A warning, this video is disturbing.
No! No! Shame!
All right, well.
Shame! Oh my God!
All right, well.
That video shows the ICE agent opening fire today.
All right, maybe I have better luck on TikTok. Let's see. Here we go.
A 37-year-old woman was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis on Wednesday. Here's how it unfolded. CNN reviewed video of 3 angles of the shooting. The woman first can be seen in her car waving her hand out the window as 2 federal officers in a truck pull up. They then begin to approach the woman on the driver's side, telling her to get out of the car. At the same time this interaction is unfolding, a third officer, who would soon shoot the driver, can be seen walking from the opposite side of the vehicle. That officer draws his pistol as the car first reverses and then begins to move forward. He then fires multiple shots. Another angle seems to show the car making contact with the officer before he fired his gun. The car then accelerates and crashes into a nearby parked car. After the shooting, neighbors asked to administer aid, shouting at the federal agents.
We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my neighbor.
All right. So that was the first perspective I wanted to show. I mean, it's crazy as hell. This woman, this 37-year-old woman, she lost her life. So let's start with that, right? It's always a tragedy when someone loses their life, right? I mean, at the same time, I don't really see anything wrong that the ICE agent did. Like she was in her car. They were trying to get her out of her car, right? From apparently video what every angle looks like, right? They're trying to get her out of her car. And instead of her getting out of her car, she tries to get away. In front of the car, she was turning her wheel. Clearly, you can see in the video, her wheel was turning. She grazes one of the ICE agents. That's the ICE agent that ends up putting a couple holes in her. I don't see anything wrong with what that guy did. If that woman inside the car trying to get away is in that car becomes a deadly weapon. So from his perspective, obviously it's like, okay, well, it's either her or me. So of course, in that situation, he's going to choose himself. That woman clearly had no regard for the ICE agent. She was trying to get away. She was clearly doing whatever it took in order to get away. So, I mean, unfortunate she lost her life, clearly. But I mean, I really don't see what the ICE agent did. I don't see it as a wrong or a bad thing. I mean, I can understand being upset because this woman lost her life, but during this whole process of her trying to get away, she clearly shot it. She tried to get away, and she hit the dude with her car. And even if she didn't actually hit him, even if she just drove towards him and turned off, she still is not complying with law enforcement. So what do you want this guy to do? Potentially let him hit her? So let's move on to another video that I wanted to address. And I think this one would be a longer conversation. Let's see. Here you go. This is Stephen A's perspective on it.
I saw the video on numerous occasions. And seeing what transpired from a lawful perspective, as it pertains to a law enforcement official, don't expect him to be prosecuted. He was completely justified.
True. He was completely justified, nor should he be prosecuted. She hit him with her car.
From a humanitarian perspective, however, why did you have to do that? If you could move out the way, that means you could have shot the tires. That means you could have got her a few feet away after you shot the tires. And if you were unsuccessful in doing that, you could have got her down the road. You didn't have to do that.
So this is where I'm gonna stop it right here. This is where I hate takes like this when like shootings are involved or law enforcement is involved, because clearly Stephen A's perspective is of someone who's never shot a gun before in his entire life. It really annoys me when people on the sidelines comment and make these kind of comments. You could have moved out the way and shot the tire. Okay, let's put it this way. This woman is in this car. These law enforcement officials are trying to get her out this car. She's not trying to get out this car. So, and moreover, not is she only not trying to get out this car? She's trying to leave. She's trying to leave the scene, right? So she's clearly starting her car up and driving off to try to get away from these ICE agents, right? Why would this ICE agent or anyone else have this situation be left up to her? Meaning, why would this ICE agent leave his fate in this woman's hands? Why would he trust that she's not gonna run him over either on purpose or by mistake trying to get away? This Stephen A's perspective is the perspective of a lot of people. And I talk to people like this. We have arguments all the time. His perspective is the perspective of, oh, well, you should just trust the person not to hurt you. Trust the suspect, the criminal, whatever phrase you want to use. That's crazy as hell. So I should just trust that this chick isn't going to run. If I'm the guy, I should just trust that this chick isn't going to run me over during the whole process of her trying to get away. Maybe she wouldn't have done it intentionally, but that doesn't stop that the guy could have been run over. But this negates that. It pretends that everybody who has interactions with cops that end up in this situation, that end up fatal, had good intentions. So he's supposed to just trust that this woman had his best interests at heart, even though they were trying to get her out the car. She clearly wasn't compliant, and moreover, she drove away. So he's just supposed to trust and just kind of sit there or jump out the way and then shoot her tires. Then the shoot her tires thing is annoying as hell as well, because it's like, okay, this is the perspective of a person who's never shot a gun before. Well, this is the same argument that people have when a guy is running with a gun or he has a gun in his hand. The cops shoot him, kill him. They say, oh, you should have shot the gun out of his hand. Oh, you should have shot his leg. You should have shot his arm. I blame Hollywood movies for people having this perspective, because people will watch John Wick, Jack Reacher, and all these other cop shows and these, these assassin movies and all this stuff, and think that all cops or all law enforcement officers are just sharpshooters. They could just shoot the wings off a fly because they saw this movie where a guy shot the wings off a fly. No, it's not how that shit go. But it's clear that Stephen A has never shot a gun before in his whole entire life. So people like him can have this perspective and then be like, oh, well, you should have just trusted the woman to just get away on her own and go run a Wawa real quick and come back. She would have got arrested later. Don't worry about it. This lady had no regard for that damn ICE officer. So for you to be like, oh, bro, you should have just jumped out the way. That's some crazy ass. You're trusting this woman with your life, and he's supposed to trust her with his life. She's given him no reason to trust him with her, to trust her with his life, but he should just do it. And if he gets run over, well, it was all in the game. He's just supposed to deal with it. Like that's crazy as hell. But let's keep going.
She wasn't driving down the road coming at you 90 miles an hour. She was parked.
She hit him. She hit him with the car. You don't have to go 90 miles an hour to run somebody over and hurt and seriously hurt them or kill them. That's dumb as hell.
In the middle of the street. And rather than get out the car, she wrongfully tried to drive off and wrongfully disregarded law enforcement official, which is exactly what ICE is.
But why should he trust that she's not going to wrongfully run his ass over while she's trying to get away? You're pointing out all the unlawful things that she did, but you want the ICE agent to just be like, okay, all right, we're just gonna let you go. Go ahead, go get an iced coffee. Go get one for me too. No, why the hell would he do that? Why would he trust that woman with his life? Why would he do that? She's given him no reason to. I don't understand. This is a perspective you can have when you're just so far removed from anything that could ever happen to you, and you just think that cops are these like omnipotent beings that could be future tellers and just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna mosey on out the way and make sure I'm like, no, that lady could have killed him. That he could have his life could have been over. But you want him. This requires a ridiculous amount of trust on his part, and she has done nothing to warrant that trust. In fact, she's done the opposite.
And as a result, lost her life because of it.
From her own actions, because of her own actions. She could have got out the car and lived to fight another day in court. She chose not to. She chose to hit the dude with the car while trying to get away.
I'm here to tell you that at some point in time, you got to ask yourself, what damn country do you want to live in? At some point in time, we're going to have to ask ourselves that question. And I think the time is sooner than later. Because again, from a legal perspective, don't expect this ICE officer to be prosecuted. I'm telling you right now.
Nor should he. He should not be. He did nothing wrong.
Yeah. She was in the car. Renee Nicole Good, 37 years of age, protesting, blocking off the streets. ICE wanted her to move. An officer got in front of the car. Another officer got to the side of the car, and then she tried to take off. And in their eyes, the Kristi Noems of the—
That's the takeoff. The takeoff is the part where it warranted her being shot. That's the part. That's where she turned her vehicle into a deadly weapon and could have killed the guy. This whole uproar about her being killed is from people like Stephen A. that are like, hey, you should have trusted her not to kill you. That's nonsensical. No one would do that. No one would do that.
World for the Department of Homeland Security, I'm sorry. And other folks on the right are saying, yo, they consider it an act of domestic terrorism because she tried to run over an ICE officer.
As it should be. I'm on their side so far. The video is clear.
It's not going to be prosecuted. My point is, let's not focus on that for a second, okay? She was wrong to drive off. She should not have done that. Should have got out of her car to prove that she was not going to be any harm, or she should have asked the officer, I'm pulling over, could you move out the way, please? Instead of trying to disregard him totally to the point where you're going to take off and potentially hit him, and he moves out the way and draws his gun and shoots through the front windshield and took her out. But it wasn't necessary.
Easy for you to say that, bro. Easy for you to say that. When you in your cushy ass, your nice, probably $2,000 suit, nice, background and all that stuff, nice camera people. If somebody is driving their car in your direction, you're going to assume that they have the worst possible intentions, particularly in this situation. So I disagree. I think it was necessary.
You could have arrested her. You could have spared the woman's life. You didn't have to kill her. We've seen plenty of incidences throughout the United States of America, historically and frequently, and recently, where people who committed crimes or people whose behavior weren't indicative of law-abiding citizens who were simply obeying law enforcement officials, we've seen them walk away alive. We've seen them walk away cuffed, but they walked away alive. So even though the law, from a literal perspective, might be on his side, the reality is that your humanity comes into question because you didn't have to kill her.
Yeah, I disagree. This is absolute nonsense. I'm going to stop it here. Again, this requires if you want him or other cops to just react to situations like that with kid gloves, dead cops are going to start piling up. And why the hell would they do that? Why should he put himself at her mercy? Why should he? Why would anybody do that? It doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Now, I mean, I disagree with the take, Stephen A. I agree with the part where you say it's unfortunate she lost her life. It is unfortunate she lost her life, but I mean, her own actions played a part in this. She decided to do what she did. She could have took her ass to work. I don't know, like she protesting and whatever. You could have went to work. You see, this don't happen to people who go to work and mind their own fucking business. You had nothing to do with this. So, again, sorry that she lost her life, but I don't think that cop did anything wrong. And for anybody to like, oh well, he should have jumped out the way. He shouldn't have shot at her. He should have shot. Bro, it requires him to trust that she won't kill him. And why the hell would he trust her to do that when she has done everything to the opposite to prove that she shouldn't be trusted? By not listening to them, by staying in her car and then driving off. She could have easily got out the car and lived the rest of her life. She chose not to. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for her. But I don't think he did anything wrong. Again, I just want to do a quick live on this. Maybe I'll do another one once more, footage and stuff comes out. But yeah, I think, listen, I mean, mind your business. Mind your business. That's my 2 cents on it anyway. Let me know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.